Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it high time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I've been up to, and answer some of your questions. The WoW news of the week this week, it does not exist. There is nothing happened, and I cannot prove that this week even happened, if I'm honest with you. If you told me to prove definitively that there was a week just now, I got nothing, couldn't tell you. We're in that lovely space far enough after an expansion release that we've more or less made our peace with how it is, but not so far that we're starting to hear word of 9.1, although I would expect that that is around the proverbial corner. In the meantime, though, I figured I would use this time to cover something that I had looked at initially in the expansion and then gone, nah, later. And that would be mission tables, Covenant mission tables, or adventures as they're called now, because I betcha I can't be the only person that put that off. So I want to give a quick highlight of the tips that I've learned, notable rewards, and add-ons, or specifically one add-on. So, at first glance, the Covenant table, at least to my own estimation, appeared not worth doing because it cost anima to send out missions. And I need that for other stuff. As I mentioned last week, I don't come by very much of it because I don't do world quests that are not like pet battle or profession world quests. So the prospect of spending 50 or whatever on a mission that like might get me some meat or whatever was not terribly appealing. However, at a bare minimum, I discovered that there are anima missions that are profitable. They will get you back more anima than you can possibly spend on them. So if nothing else, it is a good idea, as long as you have unlocked the first stage of the adventure table, to at least, if you're not going to do anything else and you can be bothered to swing by your table, at least send out the anima missions, because they will give little plinky plonky bits of experience to the characters that go on them, and they're going to give you little plinky plonky bits of anima, but you can just run them whenever you're in your sanctum, and you don't even have to go back if you don't want to. If you log out of WoW and open up the app on your phone and it's working that day, then you can also run missions on your phone. The next thing that I wanted to get on board with once I had talked myself into doing more than just the anima missions was the campaign missions, because I'd heard of rewards around them, but I very rapidly found that I had no skill for estimating whether or not my teams could do them, because I'm a Kyrian, and you can just take 5 people that are much higher level than the mission, and they're not necessarily going to get it done. So what I have is a Weakaura and then an add-on that do mostly the same thing. I got the Weakaura first, and what this does is it just roughly estimates your chances of winning it, and by chances I mean it roughly estimates whether or not you're going to win it. It's a binary thing based on the people you slot in. This is not 100% accurate. It does not necessarily account for abilities, but it's nice as just like a first glance, you know, weighing of whether or not this is going to be a complete waste of your anima and your time. So that Weakaura I got first, I will link that down below, but then recently I've upgraded to a slightly more sophisticated system, and that is an add-on called Venture Plan. Now this add-on is not available through CurseForge, which means you cannot get it on Overwolf or WoWup. I had to download it from their website and then install it the old-fashioned way like a peasant. I will revisit how to do that just in case you're curious and you've never done it before. But what Venture Plan does is it gives you this grid view of your missions, and it shows you like more information. It shows you exactly how long before they expire. It shows you exactly how much plinky plonky little experience you get along with it, because that does tend to vary. And it will also, when you are on a sending out a mission page, it's not going to automatically queue up your team for you. So I find it doesn't like replace the game the same way that mission table add-ons have done in the past. But when you queue in a team yourself, you can click this little button here and it will tell you, with what I have found to be a greater degree of accuracy, whether or not you're going to succeed. On the website for this add-on, they do disclaim that it is not 100% accurate, but anecdotally it does seem to do better than the Weakaura. That add-on is Venture Plan. I will link it down below, and if you want to install it, what you want to do is download it and then extract the zipped folder to your interface add-ons folder. So you can find the folder you're looking for, you can find your add-ons folder in WoW Retail Interface Add-ons, and you can find your WoW folder if you want by opening up your launcher, going to the WoW page, going to the options, and then Show and Explore, at least for Windows, is going to open up your WoW folder just in case you forgot where you left it. I fully credit this add-on for giving me the confidence to start sending out campaign missions again as a Kyrian. Venthyr will have similar struggles. The Night Fae table and the Necrolord table seem to be a little more reasonable. But anyways, I'm glad that I got back on board the campaign mission horse, so to speak, because there is good stuff for doing adventure table campaign missions. If you keep doing them, you'll get better ones, and eventually there are pets that you can earn and there are mounts you can earn. I might not be right on this, but I am really pretty reasonably sure that these rewards can be earned by any covenant. They do not seem to be covenant locked to me, so you should be able to get all of these pets and all of these mounts as a character of any covenant by working through your campaign missions at the adventure table. But there is at least 4 mounts, at least 4 pets, and you can do it. If you cannot do it, if you queue up your team into your next campaign mission and the add-on tells you nah, then what you want to do is prioritize experience missions, particularly for your low-level friends. The experience missions are vastly more XP than just doing other missions, and as you catch up the average item level of your people, your troops will also raise in level as well. You'll notice that they are either the mean or the median or the average, because it's been too long since I was in school, but their level is determined by the levels of your other dudes. Also, be advised, if you have not heard yet, that you can drag multiples of those troops in. So if you send out, like, let's say you have 8 dudes, you send out 6 of them on a mission, and then you have 2 other little anima missions, and you kind of want to do them for the anima, but like, you don't have enough people to fully do them, you can just send one of your main people, one of your real people, I don't remember what they're called. Heroes. Dudes, we're going with dudes. You can send one of your dudes in each one and then fill in the replaceable dudes, the disposable dudes, so to speak, for the other slots, because you can drag them in multiple times. Each time you drag in an additional troop, it will cost you 1 more anima, but you can basically, it'll still be profitable anima mission-wise. It'll still get you more than you spent on it. And in my life this week, my guild is still raiding through Castle Nathria. That's also been true last week and the week before, but I don't remember the last time that I updated about that on YouTube. We are in heroic Castle Nathria now, and we have been 9 of 10 heroic for 2 weeks now. This particular week, we re-cleared just fine, more or less, but then we spent an entire night of progression onto Nathrius and did not get him down. He is turning out to be a tough cookie of a last boss, but I think that I would be disappointed had he not been a tough cookie. If he had just fallen over on the first night of trying, then that would have been a little disappointing, so it's fine. We're making progress. Also, in things that I may well come to regret and or abandon in the future, I made a second Twitch channel just for the purpose of doing like lower effort, poorly lit, less filtered PvP streams. Basically just stuff that's not as good. So I don't want to bother my main channel with it, but I still kind of, I guess I'm feeling nostalgic for like the 2015 days when I was streaming a lot of late night LFG arena. For some reason I want that again, but I don't want to do that on my main channel, because when I get surprised I say grown-up words, and I have come to make my YouTube and my Twitch channel a largely clean place, and on YouTube at least, if there's going to be adult language in a video, I can put a content warning in the beginning, but it's not as easy to do that on Twitch, so I figured it would just be nice to make a second channel for it. That's going to be Hazel After Dark, and like I said, poorly lit, low interaction, more gameplay, just PvP, unscheduled, not very good. I don't recommend it. And in questions for this week, John asks, could you go over how to upgrade your Covenant set armor? I've seen that a lot of people are confused in how it works, and do you think rank 7 gear is worth it in addition to the set bonus? So, if you want some upgraded Covenant set armor, your step 1 is going to be getting some Covenant armor. You are going to get some during your campaign. You'll get it at varying levels of upgradedness. So you'll get very low rank pieces earlier in your Covenant campaign, and then as you complete your campaign, which we now can do, the later pieces will come in at a higher rank. So you get your Covenant armor. If you have lost that, either vendor, disenchanted, I don't know if you can DE it, but if you've lost that for some reason, or if I'm wrong and they never gave it to you, because I could be wrong, you can buy more of it from a Covenant armor vendor in your Sanctum, and it is not terribly expensive. It's going to cost you anima, but then you're going to need more anima to upgrade it. So you basically take a piece of Covenant armor, find your Covenant armor upgrade NPC in your Sanctum. It'll be in a different place for each one, but there will be one there, and then pay the NPC to upgrade that armor in item level and stats and stuff. It will go all the way up to item level 197. Fully upgraded Covenant armor is 197, and you can get a whole set of that. You cannot get jewelry, no necklaces, rings, no trinkets, but all the armor slots are covered, and you can basically get easy full 197 stuff from that. All you need is anima, which is, you know, not plentiful, but it's also not gated behind terribly difficult content. It's just gated behind a lot of content. I did on my Resto Druid on my alt, because she needed item level more than she needed Sanctum upgrades. I figure I'm gonna put off Sanctum upgrades on my alts basically until I'm just crossing my fingers, I guess, for them to eventually make anima more plentiful in a future patch. I don't know if they will, but I'm hoping that, 9.1 or 9.2 or whatever rolls around and they go, well, we've solved the anima drought. Have some more to help catch up your buildings. Like, that feels like something they might do. They haven't said they will, but they could. Anyways, she didn't need to upgrade her Sanctum right now, but she did need item level to get her up to speed for PvP and also just like past LFRQ thresholds and stuff. So I got her quite a few pieces upgraded. I sunk a couple thousand anima into it, but it'll grow back. And for many people, if you're not going to do group content, that is the best gear that you can get. The set bonus seems pretty negligible. Especially given that it wants you to wear all 8 pieces of it. But if you're not going to be getting gear otherwise, then there's no harm in wearing it. And that has been my week. Thank you for watching. If you have questions you want me to answer here, please leave them in the comments down below. Include the word question. Thanks, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.